One. Welcome everyone to our Power Hour workshop. We're glad to have you here today. Thanks for your patience as we worked out our AV and letting in all the entrants. I'm Eileen Frankel. I'm the Executive Director at Young Entrepreneur Institute, or YEI for short. I am filling in this week as your MC. Robin Eisen, she's the one who regularly fills this role, and she's on a well-deserved vacation. So please have patience with me. Robin has this down and does it very gracefully. But as always today, we're joined by several of our YEI colleagues. We have YEI in our name description, so you can send us a message if you have any questions. We'll also be on at the end. So I loved reading everyone's opening slides about how you celebrate the big game weekend, and I'm really excited about the Super Bowl this year, but not because I'm a fan of the Eagles or the Chiefs. I'm a Cleveland fan now, not a native, but a Cleveland Browns fan now. So can't root for those other teams. But if the Rihanna opening song didn't give it away for you, I am tuning in for the halftime show. And I bet I'm not alone in loving the celebration of music and entertainment. And I think Rihanna is going to be amazing. And I have one more reason for being excited about the halftime show, and a little bit of my humble mom brag here, but my daughter is going to be one of the dancers on the field. She is a college student in Arizona, and she auditioned to be one of the field dancers, one of the many, many field dancers who's going to be performing during halftime. So I'm so excited for her, but don't ask me any questions. It's all I know. The rest is going to be a big surprise. She is sworn to secrecy. But back to today's event. Our Power Hour today will be an hour-long workshop featuring the NFTE Emerging Entrepreneurs Curriculum. NFTE is an acronym for the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. NFTE was founded in 1987 in New York City as a program to improve academic performance among at-risk urban students, and it's been very, very successful. Today, NFTE is considered a leader, if not the leader, in K-12 experiential entrepreneurship education. In total, the NFTE program has been used by more than 1 million young people in 25 states and 14 countries around the world. We are fortunate today to have two experienced NFTE trainers leading our workshop. We also have someone from the NFTE Midwest office. I'm going to throw it to Scott Nassiter, who's going to give a brief introduction. He's the Executive Director for NFTE Midwest. Sorry, I wanted to get that right. And then I will come back and introduce our two facilitators for today.
Great, thank you, Eileen. It's a pleasure to be here. We are honored to be a part of the Power Hour and with YEI and all of our partners. My name is Scott Nassiter. I'm the Executive Director of NFTE Midwest. As Eileen so wonderfully articulated, our organization teaches entrepreneurship to youth all across the country. We're a national organization, but around for 35 plus years. Really excited to pass it over to my colleagues, Julie and Colina. You're in tremendous hands, but you know, a couple words before I do that. For those that don't know NFTE, and you'll get a lot about it, we're really at a momentous point as an organization. And I think really the way we define this and why it's becoming momentous, I think is because of our impact. And this really is in three ways that we are impactful in the space across the country. One, our curriculum. We have a robust curricular model that takes students from ideation to business plan completion with a heavy emphasis also on the entrepreneurial mindset, which we all probably know on this call is incredibly important. When we think about soft skills, what I like to call power skills, adaptability, flexibility, comfort with risk, all these things are so essential to help our students. And what we've seen over the years, how it's just changed the trajectory of so many of our youth. And we're really, really proud of that. The other piece for us that really defines our impact is also our teachers. So I know we're on a call with many educators, administrators, teachers. We don't do this without you. What we provide to you, however, is I think really important. As speaking as a former educator, we have heavily intensive onboarding. We want our programs to be run with fidelity and be powerful and meaningful for you all. And so that's really the backbone of everything that we do. And you are our ambassadors. And so not only do we provide that, but also professional learning communities and ongoing technical assistance throughout the course of the year. We're super proud of that because I think it makes a difference with our teachers. And lastly, before I pass it off, we can't do this work and be transformative with just the curriculum and with educators. I think what we're doing in how we connect youth to the economy and to local entrepreneurs in the space is so important for us. So I would say our secret sauce is that as students are going through these experiences, how can we connect, and build that bridge to the economy for many youth that sometimes feel disconnected. And so we just do this through mentorship coaching as students are going through their entrepreneurship journey. And this is an incredibly dynamic and powerful piece of the work that we do. With that, I know we don't have a lot of time. Super happy that Julie and Colleen are here. You're all in great hands. And thank you so much, YEI, and everybody for allowing us to be here today.
Thanks, Scott. I'm going to give just a brief bio of our two facilitators here today. Julie Michael Smith is an educational consultant with NFTE in the Midwest region, with an emphasis on Ohio and Flint, Michigan, where in collaboration with us at YEI, she supports over 20 schools with a comprehensive entrepreneurship program. In addition, she's an entrepreneur who is the owner of Invent to Make, which provides curriculum and projects for makerspaces. Julie also provides consulting services in higher ed, private industry, and technology, and economic development organizations in Northeast Ohio. Quilina Jordan Shaw is a familiar name. Quilina is an entrepreneur turned educator whose mission is to equip young people with knowledge, skills, and abilities to define their own wealth without sacrificing their humanity. Love the way you put that. She taught a career tech entrepreneurship program at her high school alma mater. That's Shaw High School in East Cleveland. And she serves as Ohio's master educator for the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, NFTE. She recently participated in a teacher professional development exchange in Ghana, sharing strategies on how to infuse creativity and entrepreneurial mindset into core curriculum. And before I turn it over to them, I want to let you know that we're recording this session. We'll share the link with you as well as the slide presentation in an email tomorrow. So no need to worry if you're not able to take notes the way you want. With that, I turn it to you.
Okay. Whoops. Great. Thank you very much. And then I believe, Evan, I'm going to be able to share the screen. And do you have the PowerPoint set up for us? There you go. Perfect. Thank you very much.
1 second here. Are you ready?
I am indeed.
Okay.
Okay, then, and I'm sorry. Can I advance the PowerPoint, or Evan, will you be doing that?
It's me. I'm doing it.
Oh, you're going to do it, Eileen? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay. Well, first, we'd like to kick it off again. Well, first of all, thank you all for joining us this afternoon and taking time out of your busy schedule. I know some were doing school conferences and whatnot, so we appreciate your time. First, we'd like to start off kind of with a quick video just to kind of set the stage and talk a little bit about NFTE.
What happens when audacious ideas are given structure? What happens when passion meets inspiration? What happens when you activate a young person's entrepreneurial mindset? An entrepreneurial mindset helps prepare young people to further their education, launch their own businesses, and succeed in the workplace. NFTE is building the next generation of diverse entrepreneurs. breaking down barriers to opportunity, promoting inclusive economic growth, and building a more equitable world. Our experiential project-based program features an award-winning curriculum, highly trained teacher corps, and dedicated volunteers. NFTE teachers all over the world place students on a bold path of discovery and achievement, causing a ripple effect that positively impacts the broader community. In class, NFTE learners are asked to solve problems they encounter in their communities. They ideate, test opportunities, develop plans, work with coaches, expand their network, listen to feedback, pivot, and persevere. This annual Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge series motivates students, allowing them to practice public speaking, pitch to experts, and compete for funding while sharing their passion.
Okay, I'm told here, I'm sorry about that. I'm told here you guys didn't have the visual.
We did not. We only had the audio, but I think the message resonates with the audience. So I think that we could probably just start with the presentation.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Eileen. So as Scott so eloquently described, and also as we heard in the video, why are we even talking about entrepreneurship? And this has been a message that has been carried forth by NFTE since its founding in the late 1980s. But I think as we saw, particularly with COVID and really the explosion of the gig economy and the use of more and more contractors and the more fluidity in our workplace, I mean, we really see that the work, the future of work is indeed entrepreneurial. Not only, I mean, quite honestly, when I was in high school, if you would have asked me if I was going to be an entrepreneur, I didn't even know what the word meant. Even though my father was an entrepreneur and had his own machine shop, but I never really thought of it in that context. And now here I am, an entrepreneur, but I can tell you the skills that are imparted by the NFTE program, as we'll describe here this afternoon, really are of such great value to employers as well as those individuals, as Scott has mentioned, connecting those students to the economy. We also know, and we've heard this time and time again, that children and students are in school today for jobs that don't even exist. We can't see around corners to see how fast technology is evolving. But this preparation and the ability to have this experiential opportunity in entrepreneurship really does help prepare students to, launch into their post-secondary life equipped with the skills to succeed regardless of what their entrepreneurial and post-secondary desires are. And here we can see that freelancers, technology, independent consultants really can earn a very lucrative lifestyle. So next slide, Eileen. So the impact and outcomes of NFTE, because we're very much about documenting what is the impact, and not only with the academic achievement, but how is this really affecting students? How are they taking these skills and these experiences and applying them to their real world, real life? And whether that's as they progress through their secondary high school or their secondary education experience or their post-secondary, NFTE, definitely, wants to track this and make sure that they are impacting students in a way that is most beneficial to this generation. You can see that almost 96% of the students are on track to graduate from high school. And keeping in mind that the NFTE program is used by students across a broad spectrum. So for many students who maybe have not been high achieving or as focused in their educational pursuits, when they connect with a NFTE experience, something transformational happens with so many of these students, because it really provides an opportunity and a venue for them to express themselves and to really become their very authentic self, and drives them towards, now I see why I'm learning this in school. I mean, how many times do we hear from students, why am I learning this? What am I going to do with this? And this empowers them and helps them understand this is how I can see my life beyond high school. We see that this is very empowering for our female entrepreneurs and our students as well. And once we dive into the curriculum, and we'll talk a bit about what we call EMI, the Entrepreneurial Mindset Index. Many of the students have started businesses, and these are businesses for many students that have continued post-secondarily. So this is not just an opportunity for them to just only sell in a marketplace or whatnot during their middle school or high school experience, but for many students, they have become, they've continued these ventures in post-secondary, and for several have become serial entrepreneurs. NFTE also, of course, tracks the alumni, again, to be able to see how are we really connecting students to the economy, what is the tangible outcome, because it's very important. Many students want to know, again, why am I doing this? How can this make a difference in my life and in my, once I'm done with high school? And we have seen that this yields a high rate of satisfaction for those students who go through it. Next slide, please. So what is NFTE? As you've heard, it was launched in 1987. It has educated well over 1 million students worldwide. And certainly at your leisure, I would ask you to visit the website and learn more about it. It really provides opportunities to cultivate these very, important skills, and whether we call them critical leadership and 21st century skills. I've heard of other industries refer to them as adaptability skills. They really do help students prepare for post-secondary success. All of this leading up to, the entrepreneurial mindset, which we will talk and display what these 8 very important characteristics are. Next, please. So as you can see, we have these 8 entrepreneurial mindsets: initiative, self-reliance, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, the ability to assess risk, looking to the future orientation, creativity and innovation. I've seen so many students transformed by the opportunity to take an idea, to take something that they have thought about in their mind and use this curriculum as an opportunity for them to be able to then create this product or service, and the validation, the self-worth that students get from this experience, in addition to building these key entrepreneurial mindset characteristics, is really just very transformational to so many students. Next, please. So, the opportunity for your students and NFTE, again, has a portfolio of programs and activities to help support students and teachers in their pursuit of the entrepreneurial experience and connecting students to the economy. Is with the gracious support of the Burton D. Morgan Foundation, NFTE is able to provide their Emerging Entrepreneurs Program, which is a 20-lesson program. It is it's about 1 hour of scripted lessons. And I like to say it's kind of like whatever that spaghetti sauce is, ragu or prego or whatever. Everything is in there. We provide technical support, professional development. We can help connect you to volunteers and mentors. The curriculum is aligned to standards, both the Common Core Math and ELA standards, as well as the National Entrepreneurship Standards. It can be used in the classroom. It can be used outside of the classroom. We have run it as business camps, after school camps, many ways to deliver it. Blended learning situations, in classroom, distance learning. And while it's ideally situated for students in grades 6 through 12, I've had students in grades in upper elementary school use the curriculum and go through and develop and pitch their own products and services. Next, please. This all leads up to students doing a competition. And as we know, all students love to have competitions and compete against each other. I'm going to turn this over to Colina, who, being a classroom educator and being, so connected and facilitating this. And but before I do, I just want to quickly kind of answer a chat that question that just came up from Christina. Yes, Christina, we NFTE is connected to the entrepreneurial and small business industry recognized credential. It is approved in the CTE pathways of business and finance, as well as hospitality and tourism. NFTE is in the process of launching its ESB prep course, which prepares students to sit for the ESB, and I can certainly provide additional information to all those attending today. So, Colina, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so one of the great things about NFTE, and we can go back to the previous slide, is the opportunity for students to learn and to actually mold the curriculum for themselves. We start with introducing the ideas, identifying their strengths, and then they actually develop a business plan. With that plan, they are going to be competing with each other in a pitch contest at the end of the year. And this is where you find sometimes your quietest student may end up being the one who takes home the first place trophy, because they've spent time observing and really watching and paying attention to their business. So the great thing is that as a teacher, you don't have to be the judge. You've graded things all along, but NFTE provides judges from the community to come in and be objective. There's rubrics involved, and again, there are opportunities to win prizes, and that's another piece that is it's important, because nowadays these students do like to know, what can I win besides the bragging rights? So sometimes there's money on the table. Next slide.
So the materials provided, again, like the spaghetti sauce, everything is in there. All the materials are provided in a Google Drive. So you can download the materials, you can create your own Google Classroom. There is a very robust teacher's guide with the individual lesson plans. There are PowerPoint decks that guide each lesson. Student workbooks that connect back to the teacher's guide. There's handouts involved or used in the various activities. Those are provided. This program and all of the NFTE courses are based upon the Lean Canvas, which many of you may be familiar with, and I'll be showing a slide of that here momentarily. And then, of course, any type of support materials that you would need in terms of the rubrics used for various competitions, assistance in guiding your volunteers and planning your competitions as well. Next slide, please. So the 20 lessons are broken down into really these high-level topic areas. First in introducing students to what is an entrepreneur? Am I an entrepreneur? What does that mean? How do you recognize an opportunity? What's the difference between an idea and actually an opportunity? Who's your competition? Be that intern or indirect or direct competition. Who's buying your product? What's the value? Sometimes the educators and the students get a little, concerned about the financials and, figuring out the financial model, but robust support provided in the lessons to ensure success and guidance in developing a very high level financial plan. And again, culminating with, how do you pitch your idea in your business? And what's your call to action? What's the value proposition? What problem are you solving? And it's really a great experience for students to, learn those skills of being able to, not just pitch their idea in this particular situation, but again, these are skills that will serve them regardless of their pursuits. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, the Lean Canvas model is a fabulous tool. It is a one-page visual graphic representation that allows students to correlate what they're learning in the lessons to their business idea, and then put it on this one-page graphic. It's very flexible in that, as students are going through the lessons, and doing each lesson and refining their business, it's very adaptable and dynamic for them. And really, many of us who years ago, or at least for myself, went to school and had to do a business plan, and it was, I think, often quality was judged by the quantity and the heft of your plan. This is a much more accessible approach for students. So I'm going to take a break here for a moment, though, and just kind of ask if there are any questions, just kind of throw that out there. Paulina, if you have anything that you want to throw in at this moment.
Yes, I wanted to kind of go back to that Lean Canvas, because one of the things that NFTE has done over the years, we started with the textbook. I could go pull my old one off the shelf, and then we went into workbooks, right? And so everyone had their own workbook. But as we moved into the online space, we have the Google Classroom. And so now with that Lean Canvas, instead of writing that 20-page business paper, we use Post-it notes, or if you're familiar with Jamboard, you can use the little sticky notes. So students really get to interact with their ideas and then change them, so that you're not writing your plan until the very end, where, hey, now I figured those answers out and I'm not going back and having to rewrite paragraphs. But it's a nice tool to use. I would like to know just kind of like who's in the room, like if you could add in the chat, maybe what level you're teaching or what grade level you're teaching. And then perhaps if you could also add your subject area, that would be very helpful before we move to the next section. I do see some familiar names too, so I'm excited. I'm excited about these other names.
I have a question. So I would be looking at this as an entrepreneurial club. So it wouldn't necessarily be part of a class. I'm the business school liaison for our county, so I'd be introducing this to each of our district schools. It would likely happen during a student's study hall or maybe after school. So I'm trying to figure out, is it real book heavy? Am I going to get students to buy into this?
Yes, the book is a resource. Like I said, nowadays, it's there. It's kind of like the dictionary of old, but you can definitely use this as an after-school program, because once the students start working with the ideas, it's going to be very fluid. So
Okay.
An after-school program would definitely work.
Yeah, and I'll jump in and say that I'm working along with YEI with a cohort of schools in Flint, Michigan, in Genesee County. And we have about 22 schools participating in this effort that's being supported by the Mott Foundation. The majority of them are operating as after-school programs and clubs. And they are using the 20 lesson program. And because it is running as a program that commences in the fall and runs till mid-spring, we're also enhancing it with additional competitions. We've done an investor pitch, a problem-solving summit, some field trips. But we've been very successful. This is I think our 4th year in using the NFTE curriculum with as I said, a primarily after school cohort, and it's worked out very well. It's been very adaptable, and the students have taken well to it.
Thank you.
Julie, we have a question. You might want to hold it off till later, but it is a question about someone who did make a purchase on YEI. So I guess the question is what happens after that? Do you follow up with them? Does it
yes, I do. And yes. And if for some reason you haven't heard from me, I please let me know who you are, because I have followed up with all of those who have purchased. But I receive your response from YEI. I immediately respond and offer to schedule a Zoom call so we can review the materials in greater detail. If you decide that you want to proceed with the program, provide full access to all of the materials and whatever professional development that you may need support, whether it's initially from the outset or even during the course of implementation. So if you have purchased and for some reason you haven't heard from me, then there might be some email communication breakdown. So just let me know who you are, and I will try an alternate method in order to touch base with you.
Hey,
Great.
I just see some
Thank you.
great things. I see I see folks from all over the region. So this is really good. I even see some folks looking for some competitive knowledge. So I think that's really, really, really cool. But I think I noticed also that we talked about students outside of the classroom. One of the things that NFTE has done well is also working with adjudicated youth. So the program really is flexible. It's really all about developing that student and building their confidence so that they can become contributors to society. So it's very flexible. A long time ago, I told folks I drank the NFTE Kool-Aid back in 2009. And I just really think it's one of those things that every student deserves to take a little sip. And the teachers, you get something out of it as well, so.
If you guys are ready for me to go back to the PowerPoint, just give me a holler.
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All right, keep on going. I think we're probably picking up. Okay, next one. Okay, so just very briefly, because we can provide, access, a preview access to all these materials. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to just give you kind of like a screenshot of, the thing that one of the things I should say that I really appreciate about this curriculum. And I have to say, I am complimented, but will not accept the honor of when Eileen listed me as an educator, because I am not an educator by training. I'm not a teacher. I've not taught necessarily in the classroom, but really relish the opportunity to empower teachers to do that very, very important work. what one of the things, as I said, that I really do appreciate about the lesson plans is that if you know a lot about entrepreneurship, the program is malleable enough that you can incorporate your own experiences and additional materials. If you know nothing about entrepreneurship, it is so well laid out and designed that you can instruct this program successfully. So every lesson is laid out exactly the same with your essential questions, touching back to your standards, any materials that you may need, what your setup is, vocabulary. Next slide, please. Your direct instruction, an activity, and a conclusion. Every lesson is laid out exactly the same, and as you can see, it crosswalks with as parenthetically noted, the slide presentation. It is paced out, so you know approximately how much time to dedicate to every activity. And every lesson concludes with an opportunity for the student to reflect upon the lesson, and then of course incorporate that information and that new knowledge into their business plan that they are in the process of developing and using the Lean Business Canvas. Next slide, please. All the student materials link back to the lessons. And where appropriate, we have, workbook sheets, so you don't have to create any new materials or collaterals. And if you so wish, we have suggestions for students to maintain an entrepreneurship journal, or you can use these as reflections just for conversation or dialogue in your class or your after school activity. Next, please. And this is just a screenshot. As I said, everything is in there in the Google folder, and we can I can provide access to the preview materials, so then you can continue to peruse at your leisure. Next, please. Back over to our true educator, Helena.
Sure. And okay, so I have to stay on the script. Let me stay on the script. So the one of the nice things about NFTE also, and I keep saying everything is nice, but there's a pathway that kind of gets you in the mode of where I am and where I want to be. So NFTE has a program called the World Series of Innovation, and it's typically in the fall, and students get a chance to address a global issue. Right. So it gets them into the mindset of thinking beyond my neighborhood, beyond my city, my state. What is something that's really going on? A couple of years ago, we worked with Ernst & Young, and we were talking about and learning about automation and the impact that has on the economy and on jobs. So you had that experience of being introduced to the topic. We have our introductory courses like this one here, the Emerging Entrepreneurs. Our Startup Tech is an opportunity where students decide, usually as a class, a topic that they want to address. So what is something going on in your neighborhood that you want to develop an app for? So that's a nice technology component to that one. Then we move on to our intermediate, where you have your Entrepreneurship 1, and then your Entrepreneurship 2. And that's where my background was in. I focused on 11th and 12th graders, as I saw someone else in the chat mention. And those are students who are, preparing for their credential, taking if they're in Ohio, you're taking your web exams, but then also you're studying and preparing for your entrepreneurship and small business credential from Certiport. So they're just, it's a great way to move through NFTE's offerings. And there are schools in the country that start their 9th graders or 8th graders in one, and they just, by the time they graduate, they're ready to run companies. Okay, and so this is the actual entrepreneurship and small business certification that credential that we're talking about. It has an opportunity for students to basically studying and have a nice prep for taking the exam. Again, the focus really here is for those who are, a little higher in grade, 10th through 12th graders, but that this opportunity is available for those who are taking those advanced level courses within NFTE. Next slide. And so again, we want to thank the Burton D. Morgan Foundation. Thank you to YEI University at the University School for always being such advocates and proponents and pushers for entrepreneurship education. And we have a slide. This last video is actually for teachers so that you can see what some opportunities are for you, because you can get something out of this too.
All right, I'm going to let Evan take over AV for the video here. So you got the best. Looks good.
Very simple. It's very simple. You got to love what you do.
It's been said that a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning.
It's like kind of giving that kind of skills needed for employment, skills needed for starting your own business. And those key things are missing in the education system.
Ray Paris, NFTE's 2018 National Model Teacher Challenge Award winner, says he was fortunate to have a teacher guide his talents in the right direction.
When I was a kid, I always had a talent. And it was that one teacher that kind of, hey, Paris, you have a talent. You ever thought about maybe developing a concept, a business idea? And for me, that kind of gave me another avenue.
Last year, Ray Paris won first place in NFTE's first annual Model Teacher Challenge, a nationwide competition for NFTE entrepreneurship educators.
It's the teacher in the room that makes that difference and that impact and makes the curriculum come to life.
Since then, Paris has been putting his winnings of more than $20,000 to good use and traveling across the country to help others and instill the love of teaching the entrepreneurial mindset.
Not only can you make it with one job, but you can make it with multiple streams of income coming in. And being your own boss, I think NFTE provides that opportunity for kids moving forward.
He says it's not just an amazing opportunity for kids, though.
It kind of gave me the foundation of, hey, you can make approaches here. They have curriculum that has really good standards that guides the instructional practice. I think at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for the school, the principal, and the community.
Paris says NFTE is the best kept secret, but one that he wants to inspire, ignite, and instill in other teachers that love what they do. For Real News, I'm Cash Payne.
All right, thank you. So I think you can probably tell that he drank the Kool-Aid as well. But we're hoping very much so that you would be interested in looking at how NFTE's Emerging Entrepreneurs Program can become a part of your school, your district, your organization, after-school program, because it really is a great resource and there is support for you. So if you were worried about, as a teacher, oh my goodness, another thing on my plate, this is something that once it's going, the students really kind of, they move with you. And I also encourage teachers to do their own business idea while they're going through it, because, you never know, this might be something that you can parlay into as part of your retirement plan. So have fun with it. Have fun with it.
That's great, Colina. Yeah, we'd love to open it up for any more questions. I did put my contact information and phone number in the chat. It's also on the presentation. I know at least one person indicated that they had, purchased from YIPI and hadn't heard back from me, so perhaps it was caught in their spam. So if you haven't heard from me and you did, purchase from the YIPI marketplace, please contact me, because I have responded to every purchaser, and so I'm anxious to share this with you.
We got a question.
Get you involved.
We got a question in the chat. What are the competitions award to students?
Sometimes it's hard code cash. So and this is where, we help you identify companies in your area who want to donate. So not only do you pull them in for speakers, for assistance with putting their plans together, when it's time to pitch their ideas, we can bring in folks for you to help you with that. But a lot of the monies are supported through this prize money are supported through local businesses. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Sometimes it's like a $25 gift card, $50 gift card, $100, so they're soon to find out it's really not about the money, but it's nice to be able to go buy some potato chips.
Yeah.
But that World
it's-
Series of Innovation, that's a whole trip, expenses paid trip to New York.
That one it's a global competition, so you really have to be ready for it. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a very exciting opportunity for the students that progress through that stage competition. They do a local, then they go to the regional competition at Chicago Midwest, and then they advance on to a 3-day trip to New York City. So it's a very exciting opportunity. But as Cletus, we've done local competitions, we've done in-school competitions, regional competitions, we've done the gift cards. In Michigan, we've done Beats headphones. So, just different things. Any other questions?
Well, thank you. We'll stay on for a little while. If anyone wants to put a private message in the chat to Julie or Colina or to me,
It
that's
looks like
fine.
Tim might have had something.
Oh, I did not see that.
Thank you for including me. I appreciate it. I know a number of people helped me be able to get here. And I'm sorry I was late because I was on another call. But I had a question, I think it's for Julie, about when I'm coming back into this universe after having been very immersed in it up until about 2013 with NFTE, from 1998 to 2013. And so I was went to NFTE University at Babson, was taught by Steve Mariotti, became a CET, and then he taught me to be a certified entrepreneurship and teacher instructor. So I worked for NFTE, and I was a teacher of the year 2000. Anyway, so that's the old model, when Steve was there. So I'm just wondering now, is there still a NFTE University? Is there a certification process? And does my certification from before still qualify me to teach? Or do I need to get a refresher and a new certification?
So Tim, I don't know the answers to all of those questions. I think Colina can, talk a bit about the NFTE University in terms of the certification that you previously had. Certainly it's provided excellent base and background. The materials have evolved quite a bit, of course, because it's been 10 years since you've been actively involved. Material, all the materials are now in a learning management system. They're all in Canvas, and there's those types of technical details. Would love to have a conversation with you offline and include Scott Nassiter, who since you joined a few minutes late, you may have missed him, but he's the executive director for the Chicago Midwest region. So we can certainly, I'll connect with you and the three of us can huddle about that. But I know that Colina has some thoughts to share with you as a master teacher about what's going on currently with professional development.
You said it. So yeah, so we would just bring you in for a refresher, and we do those online as well. So you wouldn't have to go through the full 4 days.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm actually in Maryland, so I'm part of the DC division, I think. But I put in a application to be an on-call teacher, but I haven't heard back from anything. It's been about a month. So I was just about to reach out to them. So yeah, but I'm happy to connect back up and, get going again.
Okay. Well, I do have your contact information from your purchase through Yippee. We'll connect with Scott, and even though you would really fall in the DC marketplace, we'll help facilitate that connection.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for returning to the fold.
We had a
Any other
question from,
questions?
Yeah, there's one in the chat from Susan Watson about getting it set up for her to offer it within John Marshall for Cleveland Metropolitan School District.
Okay, well, actually, I think Colleen and I can tag team that. I can, Sue, if you provide some contact information, I can work with you, introducing to you to emerging entrepreneurs, provide the access to the program. I encourage you just to hop on the Yippee marketplace, make the purchase, and then I'll have your contact information. Given that Colleen is in the CMSD cohort as well, I guess. I'm sure that she could also help provide some definite support as well, and she's a master teacher. But first, just hop on that great Yippee marketplace and connect with me, and we will get you underway.
Yay! Okay, great. Thank you very much. Great presentation.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
And especially to our educators for attending, and to our nifty facilitators for sharing information about this really wonderful program that has been around for such a long time because of its high quality and the impact that it's had on students over the 25 plus years. Before we wrap up, I had just a couple of short announcements. We will not keep you over. By attending today, you're eligible for an extra 250 Yippee points that you can use to buy entrepreneurial education products or grants, if you will. Yippee is just a wonderful marketplace of options for educators looking to expand opportunities for their students to learn about entrepreneurship. We have products sorted by category. We have products sorted by grade level. We have training for educators. It is just a wealth of wonderful opportunities. Some are available for 0 points. Those are available nationwide. Some have limited geographic access. So please log on to Yippee, create an account if you don't already have one, and do some exploring. If you have any questions, you can reach out to anyone here at YEI. We can also get you connected to someone on the Yippee team who can help you if you're having a technical problem. Evan just loaded into the chat our post Power Hour survey. We really appreciate your feedback on how you felt the content was today. We love hearing from you about topics that you're interested in, other things we can do to make this time be really more valuable. We read each and every survey, each and every comment. So please, if you have something to say, it's anonymous, and let us know. If you want to add your name, we can give you even some more Yippee points for sharing the feedback. And we hope that you find some products in the Yippee marketplace to share. So thank you again, everyone, for attending, for taking time out of your day this afternoon. I hope you enjoy the big game, especially watch that halftime show, and root on Rihanna and my daughter Sammy. And hopefully, she said we may not even know it's her. So I don't know anything, but it sure is exciting to talk about. So thank you again for everyone.
It looks like the initial page did not paste in properly. So that second link should be functioning better now. Sorry about that.
Great.
We're missing Robin today. We're so happy that she's on vacation, but it's a little to move at this pace within an hour, you really have to have everything set. So thank you for bearing with us as well.
You did fine. You did fine.
Thank you.